Okay, I'm not actually wearing these. That's just for the thumbnail. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Gen Z BTC. It's me, Satoshi, aka Satoshi Guapamoto. And today, we're going to be talking about why 21 million Bitcoins is actually an important number. Why is it 21 million? What does this mean for the protocol? How many Bitcoin would everyone have if it was distributed evenly? We're going to talk about how scarcity translates into value. We're going to talk about a predictable supply schedule, why this matters for people to save for the future, and the how, why, who, and where of 21 million Bitcoins. After this video, you are going to know why 21 million is so important. All right. I've got my little notes here, mostly off the dome. That's how you know I really do this. And let's get into it. So first off, why 21 million Bitcoin? Well, according to Satoshi, the person or people who invented Bitcoin, it just seemed like a good number. And I agree. 21 million, it's got a nice ring to it. But the main point that 21 million really matters, the point about 21 million, is not necessarily the number. It could be 1 million, it could be 100 million. The number doesn't actually matter. It's the fact that it is a number and that it's staying that number. The fact that it is the same number from inception all the way until 1,000 years from now, that is what matters. Not the fact that it's 21 million. It's the fact that this number will not change under any circumstances. That's extremely important. 21 million. It's always going to be 21 million. Now, let's start with how. How do we know that this is true? We know that this is true because it is hard baked into the code. Bitcoin only having 21 million Bitcoins in the network is part of the reason why it has value. It's not the only reason, but it is part of the reason why it has value. But again, how can we make sure that it will always be 21 million? We have to think, first off, how do we get to enforce the rules of Bitcoin? How are the rules of Bitcoin enforced? I know we talk about code, but can't somebody just hack Bitcoin? The answer is no. It's not possible to hack Bitcoin. I want you to Google, pause the video. I want you to go to Google. Google's your friend, bruh. Or DuckDuckGo. In fact, use DuckDuckGo. Let's be real. Go ahead and DuckDuckGo it. Look up what is the most powerful or what is the most secure computer network in the world. Both of those search results is going to be Bitcoin. That will be the first search result. That's going to be your big result on Google Chrome. It's going to say Bitcoin. And you might be a little shook by that, but it is true. It is the most powerful computer network in the world because it has so much hash rate, so much electricity defending the network. That's a topic for another video, but just know that Bitcoin cannot be hacked. It's literally too big. During the first couple of years when it came out in 2008, it could have been hacked. It could have been knocked over or broken or 51% attacked and all this other stuff, but it's not possible now. It's too big. Even if all the companies in the world teamed up to try to, maybe not all the companies, but like if all the big dogs, not even BlackRock, if you know who that is, not even BlackRock and Vanguard can stop Bitcoin. It's literally way too big. It's way, way, way too big. The rules are enforced by miners and nodes. These are the two main components. Now, a miner is someone who is mining Bitcoin. They're hashing for numbers. They're trying to find a random number. They're doing a math equation to find the hash for a block. And when you do that, you're paid in Bitcoins. Nodes require little to no energy or money in order to run. I run my own node. Everyone could run a node in their house. It's hard to run a mining operation because it costs a lot of electricity in order to be profitable and a lot of hardware, a lot of time, a lot of specific equipment. But anybody can run a node. The nodes essentially are the how. The nodes are the how. The nodes push the narrative. They set the rules of Bitcoin and make sure that everybody is enforcing those rules. Bitcoin isn't trusted to just one people or one group of people or a group of computer scientists or whatever. Everybody enforces the rules of Bitcoin. Who do you trust to keep the ledger of all of the transactions in the world between everyone? Would you trust a bank Would you trust two banks? Would you trust me? Would you trust your family? Or would you trust everybody? Everybody in the network is ensuring that Bitcoin stays at 21 million. Why do we want it to stay at 21 million? If you were to ever change this number, let's say you're like, oh, you know what? I got in kind of late, bruh. There's no more coins left. I kind of want 100,000 more coins in the protocol. That way, maybe I can get some more. We're going to print some coins. All right. We're going to print money the same way they do with dollars. We're going to print some Bitcoin. So that way I can try to get some more. No one would agree to do this, because when you print money, when you dilute yourself, when you add 100,000 coins to the protocol, you are making yourself poorer. You are making yourself poorer. You are diluting your purchasing power. When you print money, it becomes less valuable and less desirable because it is less scarce. It becomes more abundant. Therefore, it is less rare and worth less. No one would agree to make themselves poorer. No one would run a version of the code where there's more than 21 million Bitcoins. They just would not do that. Here's an example. Let's say I'm going to go play chess, right? I'm going to go play chess and I go up to, the biggest chess tournament in the world, right? I'm sitting there. I'm about to play with Hans Niemann and Charles Magnussen or whatever his name is, and Hikari or Hikaru, whatever. I'm about to play with all the big dogs. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to show these guys. They keep playing this stupid version of chess. I'm going to play the good version. In my version of chess, the king can move all over the board and the queen can only move one space because men are better and stronger than women. I do that. And then Hikari and all the other people I'm playing with, they're like, who is this kid? Get him. I'm going to try not to cuss on this. This is for kids. They're going to say, get him the heck out of here, bro. We don't want to play with this goofball because he's making up rules that don't make any sense. We don't want to play with him. We don't want to play with him. When you try to change the number, guess what? We don't want to play with you, bruh. We don't want to play with you. You're a goofball. You're trying to change the protocol and make everybody poorer because you got in too late. No, it's 21 million. That's it. There are no more. So that's the how. That's the how. How do we make sure it's 21 million? That's how. Nodes and miners are enforcing the protocol. Mostly the nodes. The nodes are enforcing it. The miners are kind of backing up the network. They're supporting the network. They're doing the transactions. The nodes make sure everybody follows the rules. You can't break the rules. I know y'all seen that Timmy Turner. You know what I'm saying? You can't break the rule book, bruh. Them's the rules. Let's just be real. Let's move on. Why 21 million? We kind of talked about this. That doesn't really matter. The number doesn't really matter. Who sets the rules? Again, it's you. You set the rules. I set the rules. Everybody sets the rules. We are the rulers. We, everyone. And that means the good guys and the bad guys. Really, there's no bad guys when it comes to Bitcoin. If you're using the network, you're in the network, whether you like it or not. So whether that's bankers, whether that's Donald Trump, whether that's me, whether that's Israel, whether that's whoever, whether you like them or not, we all control the protocol. Everybody controls the protocol. We all have an equal stake in the protocol when we run our own node and when we attempt to run our own miner. Now, you might not be entitled to an equal amount of rewards because mining is a difficult business. But when it comes to running a node, you have the same stake in the network as someone who has $1 billion. You are on equal playing field. And where? Where are these nodes located? Well, they're in my house. They're in your house. They're in businesses. They're in safe vaults run by countries. Everybody can run a node and it's decentralized. This is what makes Bitcoin very powerful. There's no single point of failure. There's no single point of contact. If you've ever had your internet go down, or if you've ever seen like recently we had a hack where Microsoft was, maybe it was a bug, it was a hack or whatever, where they said the software issue had impacted computers all over the place. That was a centralized network crumbling, which led to issues with airlines. It led to issues at my job, probably impacted your job. That's what happens when a centralized network goes down. I'm not saying centralized networks are totally bad. They're actually very fast and efficient, but they are a single point of contact, a single point of failure. Bitcoin is highly decentralized because all of the computers that run the network are everywhere in the world, not just in the United States. They're in China, they're in Russia, they're in Germany, they're everywhere, okay? And they're gonna continue to pop up more places. So we've gone over 21 million. We've gone over why 21 million matters. Are you paying attention? Jimmy in the back, I see you, bro. Pay attention. Pick your head up off the table. I'm not done cooking. We need to talk about this. 21 QD. That stands for 21 quadrillion. All right? Or something like that. Quintillion, quadrillion. Is this a real number? I think so. 21 quadrillion. This is how many Satoshis are in the Bitcoin network. Let's break this down a little bit. We have 1